Hello again in another episode of Gunfire TV. Another, but first, made in my own personal garage. So sorry that lights won't be perfect, sound will be very far away from being perfect, and there may be some background noises from time to time, but that can mean only one thing. Yes, I was fired. No, not yet. Yes, the quarantine is on and I've got few weeks of home arrest. That means I'm gonna be doing few videos from here. So with no further ado, well, I've got cowboy hat, I've got suspenders and a Remington here, but I'm gonna be talking about beautiful, awesome cowboy rifles like this A&K's 1892. This episode is sponsored by one of our viewers who asked me to do it, and that's what I'm doing right now. So let's have a closer look. So this beautiful shooting machine is almost 1 meter long. It weighs about 2.5 kilos and it's made mostly of metal and wood. Yes, everything brown you see here, it's made of real wood. It does not wobble. It is very nicely made. Everything black that you see, it's mostly zinc alloy and also few parts made of steel. And this shiny thing at the end of the stock, it's a cowboy gun, lever action one, so it works like so. You need to pull the lever down, then up. The hammer stays in a backwards position, and that means that you can fire. To make another shot, you do the same. Very classy one. Still, even though it's 21st century, this carbines and replicas of those in different calibers are very popular around the world, of course, especially in US of A. Well, it's a green gas replica, it shoots BBs, so why don't we load it up and shoot few rounds? Not that it's a lot to shoot at, I'm gonna find something worth shooting at. Alrighty then, so we've got here a replica that uses green gas, and how to load it, because it's not so obvious. Here there is a screw that we need to unscrew, and to do it we need to press a small button here, for example with a mock-up of a bullet, rotate it right, take it out, and not to lose it, especially during Mexican standoff, during some kind of a Wild West skirmish, and put gas inside this valve. I'm going to show you everything on a close-up in a minute. Alrighty then. Let's now close it up, not to lose this small piece, and now we're ready to go. As I told you before, if I now hold the hammer and press the trigger, I can put the hammer down, and now it's quite safe until I pull the hammer and shoot again. If you do this, do that, and then forget and do this again, well, you've got 2 BBs in your chamber. So maybe like a shotgun, but for sure the accuracy at the range won't be same. Alright, now it's time to load the BBs, and that's now not so obvious. In a real firearm, in this strap, to this strap you put bullets one after another. Now it's very similar, but you need a special tool that is in the box. Without this tool it's not that easy to load the replica. You put this simply here, like so, and then it's not over yet. Then you use this rod to press all the BBs inside the replica, and 25 is the number of the BBs that it can hold, so a lot more than in original ones. But this I will show you in a minute from the closer range. Alright, so here's our beauty from a closer look. As you can see, it looks really like a real cowboy or maybe cavalry rifle, because this swing swivel is very typical for cavalry rifles. It is made out of steel. Well, the sights are not very perfect, but that's how they did them back in the day. So very small front sight, also the rear sight. It's not one of the largest, but it's got 2 options. for fast shooting, just rear sight like so, and for longer range you've got this slider. Of course, probably you will use only option number 1 for this being just an Airsoft replica. As you can see, there is no way to mount optics on it without making any changes, but you just wait and I'm gonna show you how to do it differently. Now, how to load it up with a gas. To fill it up with a gas, you need to remove this cover here. You need to press a button with something very pointy like this mock-up bullet, and you need to take this out, and that gives you access to this valve. I filled it up with a gas before, so I'm just gonna tell you and show you how to load it up with a ammunition. Normally you would take a bullet and push it in, and then take another bullet and another one and press all those bullets inside the tubular magazine here. Here it's a gas chamber, but loading is just like a real Winchester of this type. As you can see, this loading tool can be also a kind of a storage of the BBs, and you need to put this side into the strap door here like so, and then use this super sophisticated polymer rod to press the BBs inside like so. Now it's ready to go. Of course, I do have eye protection on my face now. To load it up, you don't need to be very gentle, but do not be very harsh, not to damage the parts. As you can see, we've got BB here that just came out of the magazine. Now we can shoot it out of the barrel, and another one, and another one, and another one. Now, if you're wondering where is, or if there is a hop-up chamber, of course there is one just under this screw, so you need a very small hex key to adjust the hop-up. So, different weights of the BBs will not be a problem for this beautiful machine. And which grade or which weight of the BBs to choose? Well, the Chrono will tell. Chrono never lies. Okay, sometimes it lies if it's broken or low quality, but to the Chrono! For Chrono test, we'll use 0.2 Specna Arms Edge BBs and Smart Gas. Alright, so if you are a fan of lever action rifles but the traditional look, it's not something you're looking for, there's something here for you. The same length of the barrel, the same length of the stock, although this one is made of polymer, still imitating wood very nicely. And here a lot of M-LOK for your pleasure, so whatever you want to mount on it, you can do it to make it more modern. And quite a long wrist rail on the top. Notice that there is no rear sight, so it's for red dot sights or maybe a scope, but if a scope, it should have long eye relief. Believe me or not, but this kind of lever action rifles are being more and more popular in United States of America. If it's not enough for you and you want something really crazy, you just wait. Say hello to my little friend. Now, I know that this looks crazy. It comes in different colors, of course. You may choose black and even gold. Look at the finish on that barrel and notice that there are no sights whatsoever. Now, the action works the same. The trigger is a bit more stiffer because of the cover of the silver paint, but I'm sure it's gonna get better while you shoot a bit. Now, to open it up, you just need to press this screw and this cover pops out, and now you have access to the valve. If you have problem reaching it, there is this this green gas extension in the box. Now, if it's not crazy enough, let me show you something else. And here's our golden boy. Oh my, what else could we want in here? I don't think that we can add anything to make it more crazy. If you have any ideas, write it down in comments below. Now we've got here wrist rail for optics, so you can be more accurate. Another kind of a lever than in longer ones. M-LOK, of course. Every single point it's ready to mount something. And this mock-up silencer is in the box. Everything shines in beautiful golden colors. Notice there are no, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there are no expansion chambers. This is only a mock-up. You can unscrew it using this screw and highly sophisticated tool that was in the box. I'm sure that a lot of engineering was put inside of this unscrewing tool. So, unfortunately, to load it up with green gas, you need to unscrew the silencer every single time. But I don't think that you would take something as shiny and pretty for a typical skirmish, maybe more like LARP. I love this action. Oopsie daisies, there's some gas inside. Luckily, I've got iPro on me. Safety first. Alrighty then, so here it is, A&K 1892, a beautiful replica made of metal, made of wood or polymer if you choose, in different colors, different styles. But would you take it on a skirmish? A skirmish against AR-15s, against AKs, against G36, and you name all those replicas of rifles or carbines from 20th and 21st century. I would totally do from time to time, of course. But now it's time to hit the can. Yes, because I can. It's my garage. I can shoot whatever I want. Like this wall, for example. Ha. Don't tell my wife. See you again in another episode of Gunfire TV.